Across the shattered plains of Donbass, a narrow road cuts through a village torn apart by bombs. The wind whistles through broken rooftops. Gunsmoke still hangs in the gray sky. And somewhere on a distant hill, a Ukrainian Leopard 2 lies perfectly still. Its gun aimed straight at that road. Some call it the Harvester of Sorrow. Others simply call it the German Leopard. But for anyone who has seen it fire, there is only one word: terrifying. Today's story is not just a battle, it is a lesson in technology, tactics, and the fragile limits of human survival in modern war. The battle begins near Pokrovsk, where Russian forces are trying to seize a key hilltop. Their convoy must pass through a ruined village, a single narrow road twisting through rubble. On the battlefield, soldiers have a name for that: a kill zone, where everything can go wrong in seconds. And as expected, Ukrainian FPV, or first-person view drones, were already waiting. A sharp explosion shatters the air, the lead tank is hit and blocks the road. The rest pile up in smoke and confusion. At first glance, it seems like another routine ambush. But look closer. The leading tank does not burn. It stands exposed, taking hit after hit, yet refuses to explode. Drones dive, detonate, and bounce off its armor like rain. After the battle, Ukrainian troops tried to destroy the wreck. It wouldn't burn. When the Russians finally pulled it back, they found the truth. The tank hadn't been killed by drones at all. It had stopped because its transmission broke. A tank that survived dozens of direct hits and remained almost intact soon became a legend online. They called it Achilles Shield, and that is the irony of modern war. In an age of precision weapons, sometimes improvised solutions outlive high technology, not because they are perfect, but because they are unexpected. Look closely at this monster. Its hull is draped in chains and steel cables, swinging like metallic dreadlocks. When a drone approaches, the warhead detonates early, wasting its energy before touching the armor. Inside that cage sits a second metal box packed with wooden logs. It sounds absurd, but wood absorbs blast and fragments, a natural shock buffer. Above it, extra welded grill plates form a double shell. Inside are electronic jammers with 11 channels, thermal cameras, and even a compartment for infantry. The strangest part? The commander doesn't sit inside the main turret. He sits in an external pod, controlling the vehicle through cameras, like a gamer in an internet cafe, but surrounded by real fire. A design half born of engineering, half born of desperation. Yet in Donbass, that kind of madness can buy you a few more minutes of life. Protection buys time, not immunity. Without mobility, armor becomes a coffin. In modern warfare, every shot, every drone, every shell is brutally accurate. There is no such thing as invincibility, only reaction time. Thick armor, metal cages, or jamming systems buy seconds, not safety. Once a vehicle stops moving, even the strongest armor becomes meaningless. Mobility is the soul of the tank. A tank lives only while it moves, changing position, taking initiative. The moment it stands still, no matter how thick its steel, it becomes a coffin for its crew. That saying is not theory. It is a truth written in blood, smoke, and steel across Donbass, where every burned-out tank tells the same story. Armor may save you once, only speed saves you twice. The Russians quickly copied the idea. 4 Achilles Shield tanks led a new armored column, a parade of iron rolling across gray fields. But the lead mine-clearing tank crawled at only 10 kilometers per hour, too slow to attack, too easy to track. Above them, Ukrainian drones recorded every move. Far ahead, a Leopard 2 repositioned quietly behind trees, its cannon aimed at the only road the convoy could take. Inside, the gunner muttered a single phrase: "When they're in range, we harvest." The moment the convoy entered range, the Leopard opened fire. Each tungsten DM-23 round flew like a spear of light, tearing through cages, slicing metal, igniting wood and smoke. The Achilles tanks were stripped bare after just a few volleys. One burst into flames, another lost its tracks. Infantry clinging to the armor panicked and fired blindly into the haze. Those who turned back hit mines. Those who stayed were destroyed. The battlefield became a field of fire and harvest. and the name Harvester of Sorrow was no longer a metaphor. In modern war, speed and initiative mean survival. A delay of minutes can mean death, a lesson the Russians learned at the cost of dozens of machines in less than half an hour. Then suddenly, silence. The Leopard stopped firing. No explosions, no movement. Perhaps it had run out of shells. A Leopard 2. A 4 carries at most 42 rounds. This battle had consumed nearly all of them. But the fight wasn't over. Ukrainian artillery locked onto coordinates. FPV drones swooped down on the survivors. When the explosions ended, only a terrifying silence remained. Because on this front, silence never means peace. It means the drones are coming. When you hear that buzzing, don't look up, just pray. The trapped. When night falls, the surviving Russians cannot retreat. Orders from their commanders are clear. Advance. Hold the village of Shevchenko. No retreat. No food, no water, no supplies. Some die in basements. Others surrender. A few stay behind, setting traps for Ukrainian troops. Here, the war has no clear front line. No one truly wins. Only survivors. And the dead. The next morning, another Leopard 2 A4 rolls into the city. Its mission: destroy buildings hiding Russian infantry and drone operators. The massive tank, covered in Contact 1 reactive armor, creeps through empty streets. Every window could hide an anti-tank missile. Every rooftop could launch a suicide drone. The Leopard loads a DM-11 programmable explosive shell. One shot, and an entire floor collapses. Ukrainian infantry follow close behind, clearing what remains. This is urban warfare reinvented. A tank that fights with sniper precision, the drone counterattack. But the Russians are watching. Their reconnaissance drones have found the Leopard's position. A drone dives, boom, then another and another. The fifth finally punches through near the transmission. The engine dies. The Leopard stops cold. Emergency start, the commander shouts over the radio. 1 second, 2 seconds, then the engine roars back to life. The Leopard crawls away in manual mode, surviving like a cat with 9 lives amid the ruins. The next day, Russian welders work again, adding more cages. Across the lines, Ukrainian Leopard crews clean their barrels, reload, and prepare for the next hunt. War repeats itself. Steel is reborn only to die again. These same metal plates could have become bridges, rooftops, or greenhouses. Now they lie twisted and blackened, monuments no one wants to build. Conclusion: from above, drone cameras capture a blackened field. Smoke drifts upward. A lone Leopard crawls back to base. No cheering, only the heavy silence of those who lived. Both sides call their machines heroes, but in truth, no one wins in wars like this, only losses shared equally. Maybe someday these steel carcasses will be melted down to build schools, bridges, or glass roofs for markets. But today they remain, cold, silent, and still telling their stories in metal. On the 14th of September 2019, a swarm of drones and cruise missiles struck the Abqaiq and Khurais oil facilities in Saudi Arabia, the largest processing center on Earth. In just minutes, 5.5 million barrels of oil per day vanished from the global market, sending prices soaring nearly 20% overnight. The Abqaiq attack revealed a chilling truth. Cheap weapons can cause trillion-dollar shocks. With only a handful of drones costing tens of thousands, a nation's energy lifeline can be crippled. Compared with later strikes on Russian and Ukrainian infrastructure, the scale may be smaller, but the lesson is the same. In the age of drones, every concentrated energy hub is an easy target. If you've made it this far, remember, these are not just YouTube clips. They are real moments with real people, real blood, and real fear. Support those who dare to tell these stories. Like, subscribe, and share, because in today's world, your attention is also a weapon.